Land Rovers are famous for their off-road prowess. From being the go-to vehicle of African safari park rangers to serving in the Royal Army and becoming rugged icons in cross-continental rallies, Land Rovers have always meant business. This, of course, will come as a surprise to anyone under 35 who's only ever seen them at the local Starbucks and Pilates studio. But while the British automaker's most popular offerings nowadays are more about pomp than romp, the 2021 Land Rover Defender is here to shake things up a bit. Or, a lot. Unlike the Range Rover, which essentially became a pop icon in the early 2000s thanks to the Kardashians and David and Victoria Beckham, the Defender identifies more with the likes of the adventurous Jack Hanna or young Queen Elizabeth II. In other words, it would rather get dirty out in the field than look pretty outside Nobu. Land Rover recently loaned me a 2021 Defender 90 so I could get a taste of this up until now forbidden fruit. And while I did the typical thing with it, drive my kid to school, go to the grocery store, and so on, I also took it off the pavement and onto some dirt to see what the hype was all about. In the words of most Extreme Elimination Challenges Captain Ten Neil, let's get it on. 2021 Land Rover Defender 90 First Edition, by the numbers. Base price, First Edition as tested $49,050, $66,475. Powertrain, 3.0-liter twin-charged, turbo plus electric supercharger, mild hybrid inline 6/8-speed automatic all-wheel drive. Horsepower, 395 at 5,500 rpm. Torque, 406 lb-ft at 2,000 rpm to 5,500 rpm. Curb weight, 4,830 pounds. Max ground clearance, 11.5 inches. Off-road angles, 38 degrees approach, 31 degrees breakover, 40 degrees departure. Cargo space, 15.6 cubic feet. Seating capacity, 6. Towing capacity, 8,201 pounds. EPA fuel economy, 17 miles per gallon city 22 highway 19 combined. Quick Take, a charming and well-rounded SUV that's a joy to drive on and off the road. Defender 101. The original Defender has long been considered an off-road legend, but that status grew even stronger in the 80s when the grueling Camel Trophy Rally became the pinnacle of vehicular adventure, one that the Defender had no problem dominating. It was then that the plucky Brit became the king of overlanding before overlanding was even a thing. Sadly, all of this adventurousness never really made it stateside, or at least not for long. While it was produced in multiple iterations from 1948 to 2016, Series 1, 2, 3, 90, 110, and ultimately just Defender, the famous off-roader was only briefly available in the US from 1993 to 1997. When the wraps came off the all-new Defender in September of 2019, however, Land Rover confirmed that it'd be sold in North America. The new generation Defender is offered in 2 core models and a variety of trims. The model I tested is the Defender 90, which is the 2-door variant. First Edition refers to the trim, which is a sort of middle-ish ground when it comes to its exterior, interior, and tech equipment. You could go down and opt for the base model, or X Dynamic, but you could also go up and choose the loaded-up Defender X. Depending on what kind of goodies you want, you can spend anywhere from $48,000 to over $81,000. Then there's the Defender 110, which takes all of that rugged goodness and stretches it out to fit 4 full-size doors. Trims and packaging are nearly identical to those of the 90, with the premium to pay for the extra set of doors being around $5,000. Despite having these, however, both the 90 and 110 can fit either 5 or 6 people depending on seat configuration, more on this later. If you're looking for the ultimate 110, Land Rover will sell you the exclusive Defender V8 Bond Limited Edition. It is, as you guessed, inspired by the SUVs featured in 007's latest franchise film No Time to Die. That one costs a wee bit more, $115,950. 3 different engines are offered throughout the lineup. The base model makes do with a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that produces a respectable 296 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The second engine offering, the one in my Defender, is the 3.0-liter twin-charged, turbo and electronically supercharged, mild hybrid inline-6, which produces 395 horsepower and 406 pound-feet. Lastly, there's Land Rover's beloved 5.0-liter, supercharged V8, which produces a thunderous 518 horsepower and hefty 625 pound-feet. All engines pair to a ZF-derived, 8-speed automatic transmission. Design. Regardless of how many doors or what engine you give your Defender, they all look essentially the same inside and out. Land Rover went for a simple design that paid respect to the original Defender. It's not exactly retro, but it's not exactly spaceship either. It's nothing but a modern take on a classic, and it works. More importantly, it's a design that favors function over form inside and out, which is evident in the SUV's impressive approach, breakover, and departure angles. The front-end design can even incorporate a factory winch kit, and the roof can be outfitted with all kinds of racks, ladders, and lockboxes in traditional safari style. And yes, an exposed spare tire mounted to the sideways swinging rear hatch is the cherry on top. The interior follows the same principles as the exterior. The seats of my test unit came wrapped in a sort of all-weather material Land Rover calls Robustec, with grained leather inserts throughout the upper and lower seat cushions. There was even an optional middle seat up front which my daughter loved, which boosts total seating capacity to 6 total, 3 in the front and 3 in the back. My colleague Kristen Lee covered this jump seat in detail in her first drive review. The floors as well as the back of the rear seats are hard plastic, too, making cleaning up a breeze. At last, you're free to throw muddy things in the trunk without worrying about ruining the upholstery. The same goes for most surfaces found throughout the cabin, which have been designed with convenience and durability in mind.